right, guys, so this is going to be a Moor in court, a KFC bucket wearing Moor in the City of Lakewood, Washington Municipal Court on their contested court docket for the day. Yeah, it goes swell. The guy right before him was an absolute asshole, but I'll let that slide. This is going to be God knows how long, but the guy uses all of the sovereign citizen Moorish terms. He even refers to himself as a Moroccan diplomat at one point, so yeah, it's good. Enjoy the video.
Amari Zion McCrary Bay. Good morning.
Islam, Your Honor. Grand rising to you as well.
Good morning. You are Amari Zion McCrary Bay?
Sir.
Good morning. Go ahead and have a seat. This is case 4A0892587. Mr. McCrary Bay was issued an infraction for operating a motor vehicle in excess of the posted speed limit, 11 to 15 miles per hour over the posted speed limit on December 11th, 2024. And let me take a look here. It does appear that Mr. McCrary Bay has a perfect driving record. And so it does appear that you are eligible for a deferral if that is something that you are interested in.
All right, so because this docket ended up being like 3 hours and 31 minutes, so it just ended like an hour and some change ago as I'm doing it, I had to watch a ton of it. And early on, one of the other people came in and they're like wanting to contest it. And then he found out he could get it deferred. He's like, yeah, I choose to defer it. Here's my proof of insurance. Can we get rid of that ticket too? And the judge was tickled. He's like, yeah, we don't have to do this. We'll do that. That sounds great. That's when the Moor should have just bit the bullet on this one and just said, I don't want to give this spiel that I, wrote down on my hand. Like, let's just defer this.
You have responded to the issuance of the infraction by requesting a contested hearing. Is that how you would like to proceed this morning?
Yes, sir.
So the court's going to begin by reviewing the officer's report. After I've done that, I'll go ahead and swear you in, and you'll have an opportunity to provide any testimony you would like.
I also submitted some filings as well. I was just wondering if the court had time to review that as well.
Yes, I did review the filing that was filed with the court last week.
All right. And were there any objections to the filings?
There's no objection to the filings. I have reviewed the filing, so I'll let you make whatever argument you would like to make based upon what you've filed. I'll also let you offer any factual testimony you'd like the court to consider, okay?
Sure.
So let me go ahead and review the officer's report first.
Yes. Yes. I like what you've done here.
And the court has reviewed the report of Officer Jeremy Vall of the Lakewood Police Department, signed under a penalty of perjury on December 11th, 2024, providing his factual basis for the issuance of this infraction. And Mr. McCrary Bay, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to raise your right hand.
I'm new to this legal, and I'm not Catholic or Baptist. I'm a Moroccan national, so
Yes, sir.
If it's all right, could I put my hand over my heart and say?
Yeah, that's fine. I just need you to affirm that whatever you tell the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
What testimony would you like to offer the court regarding the issuance of the infraction in this case?
First of all, on that morning, I was not driving. Driving implies that I was doing business or commerce. At the time, I was traveling because I was going from home to school, which is Clover Park Technical College. And when he had pulled me over, it was over there by Clover Park, but there's a street where I had taken a left, and that's where he had pulled me over at. And he said I was in the school zone going 10 or 15 over, but I had already where where I had turned is already past the school zone, and the speed limit for that was 35, and that's when I had went 35, which was after the speed limit sign.
Okay. And Mr. McCrary Bay, is there any additional testimony you'd like to offer at this time?
Not at this time. What actually, the stop was pretextual as well, because in the thing, and what he had told me, he was like, you don't have a valid driver's license, but he only ticketed me for the traveling infraction. And if I believe that's a pretextual stop, because one, I wasn't cited for no like driver's license, which you don't need a driver's license to do travel. You only need the license to do commerce. And the pretextual stop is because he gave me a citation for the traveling part, but he didn't give me a citation for the ID.
All right, we're going to talk about two things: pretextual stop and traveling employment, Black's Law Dictionary, second edition. So first off, pretextual stop, this was not. That's like if you get pulled over for a cracked headlight because they know you're doing something else. You got pulled over for speeding and got a ticket for, wait for it, speeding. So yeah, I don't think he understands definitions, and that's what leads me into the second one, where they misinterpret Black's Law Dictionary, second edition from 1910. Sneaky fact here, we're on the 12th edition as of January 2024. So they're using a out-of-date law dictionary from more than 100 years ago, and they misinterpret the word employ. Employ means to make use of something in this context. You're making use of a vehicle, therefore you are driving it, therefore you need a driver's license. They take the word employ and use you need to be hired by someone to be doing something, and that's just not what it is. And even that dictionary disagrees with them, but that's still what they go with, and it's still wrong.
All right, Mr. McCurry Bay, thank you. And I do want to note for the record that I have reviewed, actually over the weekend, I reviewed the declaration of Mr. McCurry Bay that was filed with the court on May 1st, 2025. So the court is going to make a finding that the infraction was committed. The court has reviewed the report of the officer. It does appear that the officer was utilizing a speed measuring device that was properly certified and calibrated at the time that it captured the speed of the vehicle being driven by Mr. McCurry Bay, or as Mr. McCurry Bay indicates, that it
wasn't driving, I was traveling at the time, and I wasn't operating a vehicle, I was operating my personal property.
Correct. And so Mr. McCurry Bay has used the verbiage traveling and operating his personal property. The officer is using the verbiage driving and motor vehicle. I understand that Mr. McCurry Bay uses different terminology to describe that phenomenon. I respect that. But it does appear that the speed measuring device that was being utilized by the officer was in good working order at the time of the issuance of this infraction and did record that personal property, or what the officer refers to as the vehicle, traveling at a speed that exceeded the posted speed limit in a school zone. And so the officer issued the infraction based on that observation, as well as the officer's personal estimation of the speed at 35 miles per hour in a 20 mile per hour zone. So the court will enter that finding of committed at this time. The court does note Mr. McCurry Bay pointing out that the officer did not issue an infraction for failure to have a driver's license.
I did present him my passport though too.
I do see that the enhanced traveler ID was presented. In response to that, the court does note that officers do have discretion to issue or not issue an infraction, even if there is a factual or legal basis for the issuance of the infraction. And it does appear that Officer Volley did decline to issue that infraction for failure to have a driver's license. However, that does not negate the issuance of the school zone speeding infraction, and the court will find that infraction is committed at this time.
The thing is, though, I'm a Moroccan diplomat, which implies that I don't fall under that jurisdiction.
And under that standing for diplomacy or for diplomatic immunity, if you are seeking exemption from this court's order, that would need to be taken up diplomatically with the United States Department of State.
Okay.
And just like my chief in the military, I'm going to piggyback right off of that judge. So the judge made some good points by not making any points at all. Just saying, yeah, that doesn't matter to me. Thanks for playing. This whole Moroccan diplomat thing, you kind of snitched on yourself by handing the cop an American passport while claiming to be a Moroccan diplomat. First off, that's not how that works. Second, Morocco does not claim you. They do not claim you because what you are does not exist.
And the court has signed that order. And Mr. McCurry Bay, I'll ask you to come forward and we'll get you a copy of the court's order.
Quick question is, would there be a chance for a deferment if possible?
No, unfortunately, once someone requests a contested hearing and they proceed with a contested hearing, the court does not grant deferrals after a finding of committed has been entered.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir. You can go ahead and come forward and we'll get you a copy of that order.
I have a court case right here showing that my diplomacy, and it shows it's a superior court case that establishes our U.S. DDT as well.
And sir, that is something that you can raise on appeal if you would like to bring that up on appeal. Also, again, if you're claiming a diplomatic exemption, that is something that you can also raise with the U.S. Department of State.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. You saw him beg, oh, can I actually get this deferred? Nope, go fuck yourself. You wanted to waste the court's time with bullshit. Now you got to deal with it. So, yeah, it's just a speeding ticket, which it sucks that, like I said, where I worked, if you didn't have a license, that was an instant arrest. So you could just deal with it later, but the officer maybe was feeling nice. Maybe it was the end of his shift, said, here's a ticket. Go pay your ticket. Now I want to talk about something serious. The fact that the judge was serious and the fact that he's like, I do not care about your court case, bring it up on appeal. And he was so confident that he wouldn't be overturned because A, he knows the Moor is wrong, and B, he knows the Moor more than likely doesn't have the balls to try the same, I don't know, smoke and pony show in the appellate court. It's just not something that Moors do. They try hard to win it here, and if they don't, then they end up paying it or getting a warrant. It is what it is. I've been kind of digging this whole court watching thing. I've been about Washington courts ever since. I still have it written on my calendar. The Lake Forest Park guy from last month, the sovereign citizen, or actually March. Haven't changed my calendar in a while. The Lake Forest Park sovereign citizen who had court and ended up taking a plea deal and not telling anyone, which, shocker, not shocker, but yeah, I'm digging this whole court watching thing. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace.